Look how cute the bag is.
The bag is cute. The bag is cute. Okay.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh, hell yeah! Oh, hell yeah! Oh, yeah, put that on the motherfucking record. That's right. All right, what is that? Oh my God! Get that.
That is so cute.
I gotta read.
Yes, you
I gotta
got to.
read. Reading is fundamental.
Okay.
Dr. Shelley, it's a beautiful day to save lives.
Do you get it?
I do. I saved somebody's life in the Brown Stadium.
It's Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you knew I saved somebody's life
No,
in the Brown Stadium.
that too.
It's a beautiful day. That was
I
on the
know,
last one we just saw.
So yeah, here, let me
That was
show
on
you.
last time y'all was here. We watched it and said that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't like the Browns. Let's be for real.
What?
Miss Shelley, you knew that.
Oh, she did say that.
say
I
that.
think I put her out that day.
It took forever to find anything Browns, apparently.
Oh,
She lied.
So I put the stuff that's like the stuff that's, isn't this cute? My sister has a business, so she did it for me. So
Your
this
sister
stuff,
does
my
this?
sister-in-law. Yeah.
I could have made her some money.
So yeah,
this
like
week.
Dr. Shelley, and then it's a beautiful day to save lives as a like representation that we have to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Like I had to subscribe to Netflix.
Yeah, you did. She had to do a lot. Now she's a nurse. Figure. Go figure. I do love this. This is going to be the first game.
Yeah,
Yeah, opening day. Yep, it's going to be the first game, baby girl.
And
That threw me off. That got, oh, wait a minute. What is this?
The other stuff is just I was at Target.
Okay, store.
And then these were just the cutest things because of what they said. And I was watching her testimony of some girl, I forgot who.
Yeah.
And that cup said exactly your words.
Yes! Trust in the process.
Yes.
Because I tell y'all, don't let the process punk you out your purpose.
Yeah, and she was like all up in the camera with it.
Yeah, she was funny. She was very
And
funny.
this was just cute.
Oh, see, babe, you was shopping, wasn't you, baby? Because you're a nurse now, you got money. She got money now, y'all.
I don't got a
No
job.
more broke days. No more broke days. I love that. Big time. Thank you, baby. All right, let's hear it, girl. What you got to say about this?
I was about to fight whoever wrote my text. Like,
Oh!
I remember you don't take my ears off.
Well, your mama, you gotta tell them your story. Where did you
What's
go
my
to
story?
school?
Oh.
Where you from? What
That's
happened?
my story.
What's her story? She got a story now.
It's
I don't know that I
definitely
do.
She do. She got a story.
I went to Cleveland State University. I think a lot of you guys have. I graduated December 18, 2022.
Yeah.
My nephew's birthday.
Yay. Shout out to the nephew.
I actually did not struggle in nursing school, y'all. Like I did. I was fine. Everything was fine. But I did work, which kind of helped. But anyway, that's besides the point. So my first.
No, it's not.
my
I want them to hear
first-
that. What did you just say?
I don't remember.
You said I did work, and that actually helped.
Oh yes.
You cannot ignore working in a hospital or a nursing facility, and more hospital than nursing facility actually does help because Foley's and things like that is something you're doing every day, all day. You're like, oh, this ain't nothing.
But I gotta give a huge shout out to Cleveland State. They actually paid for a majority of my tuition.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So like I was
that a
financial-
scholarship?
I was working 3 jobs, so like it's possible. I worked 3 jobs: day shift, second shift, third shift. I was never home. I was only home once every other weekend. So yeah, I put away all that money. I started school January of 2020. 8 weeks. There was no pandemic, y'all. 8 weeks.
time.
It was so good. I was doing so good. I was a good student, man. I studied the textbooks, and then we went to spring break and never.
Nobody
came back.
ever reads those textbooks. You read the textbooks.
I did.
Sad.
I was.
Be honest, I never read them. I never
got
fucking
the
read the
second.
textbooks.
This was pathophysiology. I was the second highest score on the test.
Oh my God.
So like I was like, okay, I got this, and then we went on spring break and never came back.
Oh, because COVID.
COVID happened, spring break, and we went to spring break, never came back, and then that's where everything just was like a struggle for nursing school.
Online
because
is not fun.
everything was online. We had a lot of older teachers that really didn't know what they were doing, so we lost lecture completely. And then they cut the semester short by a week, and so then to figure out what the heck to do.
Right.
But like long story short, I survived. Who cares? So then the struggle.
Long story short, who cares?
I did graduate with honors, you guys, so don't allow that to like go over your head. I graduated with honors.
I hear what you're saying.
I had a 3.7 GPA. I got a scholarship that paid like 75% of my tuition. I really thought.
I was still working like a Hebrew slave without saying this. What was that?
And then I really thought I didn't have to study. So then,
now I get it.
So that's where I'm good at. So I work in anesthesia, which I love, and I made friends with all the CRNAs who were once nurses, if you guys know. And so all my CRNAs were like, okay, so what are you gonna do when you can take your test? Like everyone was up my behind about taking the NCLEX, and I was like, no, I'm gonna take a break.
Oh,
That
hell
was
no!
my biggest mistake.
What did we say was the worst thing you could do right after school? Go on vacation, take a break.
I didn't go on vacation, so I thought I was cool.
Oh, you didn't even go on vacation? You just said, fuck it?
Yeah,
Sitting in the house,
I
chilling?
picked up extra hours.
barbecuing?
I was working like more hours.
What was you so broke about? Was you selling things? I mean, what was going on that you was that broke?
Because you got bills.
Let's start. Mamas in the house, raise your hand. Heifer, do you have kids? I'm just going there with her because she don't know bills like kids.
Okay, well, let's forget that, okay? So I was just picking up hours because I like to go shopping. Okay?
That's it right there. She a shopaholic. She done bought 50 cups, got a sweatshirt. Oh, I mean, come on.
That's her vacation.
That's her vacation.
So this one CRNA really stood out to me. He was a part of my whole journey. His name's Kent, so shout out to Kent.
Hi, Kent.
He came up to me. It was like January 5th or whatever, and he goes, "When are you gonna take your NCLEX?" And I was like, "I want a break." And he looked at me, and he goes, "Don't do it." He's like, "Don't do it. Take your NCLEX."
Tried to tell her, y'all.
He's like, "Take your NCLEX." And I was like, "I don't have an AT number, so I don't really care."
Oh,
So
you
then
didn't even apply for the shit.
I did. It just didn't come yet. I was like one of the last ones. I don't know why. They probably were just hating on me. But
It was hating on her. It's personal.
I really thought it was personal because everyone had it by January 3rd.
I would tell you to slap her, but she don't sit near you no more.
So January 11th, I got my ATT number. I registered for Valentine's Day, and I was like, nah, I don't want that. So then I canceled it, and I was like, oh, I should study. So then I got you.
No, you think? You think? You should study.
So then January. I'm not lying.
That's the problem. We wish you were. She's straight up serious.
She's very
She's
honest.
serious as a heart attack.
January went by, and then my friend's like, oh my god, I got my license, or texted me their license. I was like, oh, cool. What did you do? They're like, oh, use UWorld. So I was like, okay, I'll go get UWorld when I get paid. So they delayed it another week. So then I got paid, and I was like, okay, I'll get UWorld today. I got UWorld, I activated, and did not use it.
How many did it? Told you, shame the devil. Got a lot of those too.
And so then I was like, okay, this is getting real. My friend, it was March 3rd, 2023. I was like, okay, it's February 16th. I haven't studied. And then my friend took the NCLEX the same day as me.
Okay.
Don't do that. So
Y'all broke up? Y'all ain't friends?
no, we're really good friends, but I just think, well, anyways. So I activated my UWorld. I didn't start using it until 2 weeks before my exam, but it was because of her that I started studying.
Oh, okay.
She's been studying since January, and then I did not. She had to count down to the minute of our NCLEX date and time, and I didn't. So I was like, okay, I need to get real about this. So I was doing like maybe 20 questions a day, and I was like, oh, this is too much, and I would just, I'm sad.
Too much. 20 a day. Too much. I can't even get you to do that.
And then the case studies, I was like, oh, I can't do this.
Are you shitting me?
I was like,
You really thought
I was
20
like,
a day
this
was too much?
she kicked my ass when I started.
Kick her ass. Yeah, you said
I was like, this is too much. And I was just like, kind of like, oh, and I'll be on TikTok somehow. So when
She said somehow.
I ended up on TikTok.
and then my mother, without me knowing, came behind me so quiet all of a sudden, and she took my phone and she like hid it from me.
Oh, God love her.
She's like, you have an exam in 2 weeks and you haven't studied shit.
Oh, I love her.
And I looked at her, I was like, give me my phone. I got real mad. I was like, give me my phone. I was like, I didn't finish my video.
That ain't no black child. Black children, raise your hand. What would have happened if you said, give me my phone? You had a fist, right? Right. Your teeth are on the floor. You're picking them up. You do dental work. Yeah.
My mom's Arab, so she's kind of the same. And she's like, you give me your, she goes, you're not getting your phone. She goes, you need to go study. And she got real mad at me.
Good for her.
So she took my phone, so I went on my iPad.
That's extension cord, Hot Wheel track, all of that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it works.
And a wooden spoon.
I got TikTok on my iPad. And then she's like, you did not.
You deserve what the fuck you got. A fail.
I swear, it's like I was asking for it at
Right,
that point.
right.
So anyway, so I started doing like 40 questions a day at work, and then I, get a Vocera call. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'd go do that Vocera call, and I just never did my questions, you guys. I did not study. So then I took my exam on March 3rd with my friend. We both got 150 questions. 145. We both got 145. We took the old one at first, March 3rd. And I was like real scared about this old new NCLEX. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go take it. And I looked at the calendar. I was like, I don't have enough time to take it again if I fail before I take the new one. So I was like, I'll just
pass at least?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, my bad.
So we both have that 145 questions, and I got 145 questions. That's how long it took.
2 hours.
An hour and a half.
Oh, there you go. Testimony. Don't do that shit that fast. That will make you fail
I got
every
so
time.
nervous.
You just click, huh?
So I went in, I was like all happy and stuff. I was like, I'm about to go take an NCLEX. I don't know if I'm going to pass. I don't know if I'm going to fail because I did not put the work. I was very honest. I did not put the work. Yeah, I was honest with myself. And the guy was looking at me like this.
Right, like who does this?
And then my friend's like, well, I studied, and she had her notes and everything. I'm over here on TikTok with my phone.
At the testing site you on TikTok. At the testing site you on TikTok.
Yeah.
You are being too
I needed to like be relaxed. I needed to be
Tell her, keep
relaxed.
some stuff on the low.
I needed to be relaxed. But here's what I will tell you guys don't do. I crammed everything the week of my exam.
There's a lot of shit you don't do. Everything she said you don't do. I can tell you one thing you don't do. No, all the shit you don't fucking do.
I crammed everything. Here's my big boo-boos. So I'm gonna tell you all the don'ts. I was scoring in the 50s and 40s and 50s on UWorld, and I went on Reddit. I'm scoring 40s and 50s. My NCLEX is in 2 weeks. Am I okay? Oh yeah, go take your test. You're good. So I was like, awesome.
Reddit
I'm
told
good.
her that.
Reddit told me that. Reddit told me that. This was like, everybody was just saying like, you can, as long as like you're in the 40s and 50s, that means like really like 70% for NCLEX is what they were saying.
She's not lying.
No, I'm
true.
dead
I just talked
serious.
to a gentleman this morning before y'all walked in, and he said, so somebody told me that if you get 60s, you good.
Yeah, it's
But you
true.
paid me. I have a PhD. Fuck to somebody. I'm on the phone with you right now. No more 60s, okay, bro? We're doing 85 and fuck it, or don't take your test. And that's it. Because they lied to you. Archer lies. He was on Archer.
Yeah.
Archer lies. Even UWorld lies. That 60s is nothing. If you got common sense, you know 60s is failing in any school, in any country, in any world. 60% is bullshit. You cannot save a life at 60%.
I didn't even have 60.
And you went into
So then my biggest boo-boo, like I would say my test was Friday. Don't take it on a Friday. I took it on a Friday, which is like a holy day for me. So I was like, God will bless me. So
He don't bless no mess, though. I told y'all. He don't bless no mess. This is mess. This is straight up fucking mess.
So I didn't really, like, when I look back at it, I was a hot mess. So I crammed all the subjects you can think of in 4 days. And then I did the biggest no-no, and I did a UWorld assessment, and guess what I got?
I don't
A
know.
low chance at passing.
And you still win.
And I couldn't cancel it.
Oh, you
So
should have
I
did that the
still
day
went.
before. Don't do that assessment the day before. 'Cause
Yeah,
what the
so
fuck you
don't
gonna
do it the day
about it?
before. And then I started, like, giving anxiety, so I
We tell
went
you
to
a week
sleep.
before.
So I, like, binged, like, is that the word I'm looking for, binge?
Yeah.
So I binged everything Thursday night, and then I went to sleep around 2 a.m. My exam was at 8 a.m. I woke up at like 6:30 a.m. with my hair a mess. I fell asleep on the couch watching, some videos on YouTube.
girl.
Her hair was a mess. She did put that in there. Like that's really gonna matter after all the shit you told me. Okay. All right, baby. So March 3rd was a disaster.
And then my mom's like, your test is an hour, and you fell asleep on the couch. And I was like, it's not a big deal, it'll be fine. So I went, I got me a cup of coffee. That's a no-no, man.
She said that.
Oh my God, my coffee was putting me to sleep. I have ADHD, so that was putting me to
Sweet
sleep.
shit, you be gone by 10.
Yeah, I did like 9 pumps of vanilla. It was so good though.
Only
It was
did.
like a bobblehead too, right?
So then, I'm sorry, I
9
failed.
pumps of vanilla. That's what she said.
Yeah, I ordered it. I didn't
And
make
it was so good.
So let me just fast forward. I took the NCLEX, I failed, I had a panic attack, and I just clicked next. I panicked.
The next time you took it, you panicked. You were calm as
No,
fuck
I
the first
panicked.
time.
And so, no, I was like calm but panicked at the test.
Oh, this is the same test.
It was the same test. Sorry, I'm taking long. So,
Just like class.
Yeah. Take your
Just
time.
like Take your time. What are
So
you doing,
we're
shit?
used to it.
so I did a big boo-boo. I did little tally marks. Oh, a medication. I did a tally mark.
Oh, you
Select
did?
all that apply. A tally
Tally
mark.
So you was good at
And
that.
I was so mad. I was like, who gets the 50, like, 4 select all that applies and like 50 medications? They just set me to fail.
The highest number
They
on
set
the
me to
highest
fail.
number of medications on any test was 102. And
And-
that's back when you did 265.
So then I got my report on freaking Monday. They made me wait while my friend got her results at 6:45 the next day.
Yeah, because she
So
passed.
I knew I did the Pearson View trick and bam, failed. It didn't say fail, you know.
Yeah,
Like it was the
Pearson View.
bad
That's right.
Pearson View.
is that really accurate?
Yes,
It's accurate, but it's
100%
not
if you
no
do it
more.
the way you're
It's not-
supposed
It's
to.
not no
but
more.
it's not no more.
I'll tell you that story too
Yeah,
soon.
I tried that too.
I'll tell you
It
that.
doesn't work at all no more.
No, Pearson View caught on to all of us on freaking
Yeah,
social
it
media.
did. It caught on.
Yeah, it
Because
caught on.
it will literally, when they were doing it, it was 100% if you did
It
right.
was. I was the
Yeah.
only one that got. Me and my 3 friends who failed. We all got the bad pop out. We were the only ones that failed.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit did.
Only 7 people out of my class failed, and I was one of the 7.
The scholarship winner. All right, now tell them what happened after that.
So then I got my report. I got near passing on everything.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
'Cause
then-
doesn't that make sense? Why does that make sense? To see if they've been paying attention.
She got to 145.
Because she got to 145.
So I
I
did
hope
good.
you heard me on that.
So I
I'm
did
going to say
good.
that again. She got all near passing on the candidate report, and that makes logical sense because she got all the way to the max in her questions. Those two go together. Like, which one don't belong? Actually, these two match. If she had told me she got 85 questions
I didn't kill
and
nobody.
she got near on everything, it makes no sense. You got belows on some of that shit because you didn't just get kicked out the test in 85 and not get some belows. So it makes, like the guy I just talked to had 85. They kicked him out. I said, I'm prepared. He sent me his candidate report. I said, before I even look at the shit, I know you probably got about 5 belows. Sure as shit, 5 belows. Okay?
So I got all near passing. So I was like, awesome. I'm gonna pass it next time.
It's near,
So-
it's all near, and this is the other thing I always tell you. It's all near close to passing.
No.
What is? Aboves and a couple nears, maybe one below is close to passing. What is all near? Remember what I taught you. It's where you go and you knew the basics. You did. If they asked you what causes cirrhosis, you knew it was alcohol. But then when they asked you what causes ascites in the cirrhosis patient, you had no idea. So you, on nears, when you get all those nears, you knew basic, they increase the difficulty, you missed it every time. That's a near. Below, you just missed everything in that category. Above, you got everything right in that category. You were really good at that. Okay?
I was just happy I didn't kill nobody. So
You did not.
I did not. No.
Sort of.
So,
Right.
so then I started Googling again and read, and I was like, what do I do? Do I take it at
Reddit.
So some people were like, don't take it at 45 days, doing like a review course. So here's where I messed up. I took another break. I told
Is your mother hypertensive? Did she have a heart attack or stroke? Any of that in this?
she was ready to like just kick me out of
Kick
the
you
house,
out of the
disown
house.
me. Yeah, she was
I
ready to
probably
disown
would
me.
kick you out.
You did this on here.
So I was like, okay, let me go take a little break. I didn't tell nobody I passed. My dad didn't find out until I failed the second time.
That you failed twice.
He doesn't know I failed twice.
Okay, well, we're telling today.
Daddy.
Honesty is the best policy. Just get it out.
So anyway, so I failed, and then I was like somewhat disappointed.
But when you took the
but-
break, how long after the first test did you take the second?
Yeah, I was good in there. So I took a break all of March, and then I got my ATT number like 4 days later. I was like, this is a sign I'm supposed to take it in 45 days.
Oh, God.
And then somebody on Reddit is like, don't take it at 45 days, do like a review. So I did 55 days. So I thought I'll break the system.
Oh.
And so
He is crazy.
So I
I know all
did
of this.
55 days, and I took it in
Big
May.
whopping 55.
And I was like,
What
this
do I
is
say about
good.
45?
Do not.
100% failure.
Yeah, do not.
100, no, not 99.9. I
That's
said
100.
100% failures.
It's
45 days.
bad. It's bad. So
And you get worse on your candidate report.
So I was gonna take it literally on the 45th day, but then there was no review available. So I took a Mark Klemick review, which was like $400 some.
For how
and
long?
then To print out everything was like another $50.
For how long?
21 hours. And
21 hours for $400.
400 plus.
And y'all want to fuck with
And
me?
I had to print my own packets, which costed me so much. Like at Staples, I think I went Office Max, which was the cheapest, and
You
they
were
gave me
so
a
broke
coupon.
the way you worked.
Sorry, Jay.
Hard day.
So I did all of that, and I was like, okay, I did. Everyone told me, but did I really study? No, you guys. I just presented myself at that review and went and took the NCLEX, and then I failed, and then my report was worse. But I did good. I didn't kill anybody though. I got 150 this time. And I did not study case studies, and I got above pass in all my case studies on the report, but everything else
Of course
was below.
you did. Of course you did.
And
What
then
did
I
I
got
just say?
below.
Yeah.
Above.
So I went from there to below.
Now stop right there. I need you to hear me. What did I say about case studies a minute ago?
I
That's
passed.
not
the
your
issue.
issue. What did you get in your case studies?
I got above and all.
All aboves. That's what I see every time I look at a candidate report. What about the basics of nursing?
Failed.
Belows. She actually did worse the second time, which is what I see. This is what I see. You do worse the second time than the first. The first time you was like, I got it. You just got out of school. Some of that shit still stick. You kind of do okay. Even if you fail, you do okay. The second time was like, oh, hell no. Belows? You didn't know
And then I
nothing.
panicked again, and then I have this test anxiety, by the way. So I panicked by like number 3.
That's valid.
Like number 10, I had a bow tie, and I was like, WTF? Like, I'm not supposed to get a bow tie on my
What the
first
fuck?
10. So I was like, what the heck is this?
How
And
many
then
questions did you get?
150.
Oh, no.
Cheapers.
That's because of the damn case studies pulled your ass through the 150.
We can say that. So then, so then that's when I was like, I give up on nursing. I was like, I give up on nursing. This isn't designed for me. I went through 5 stages of grief. I was mad. I was sad. I didn't cry, but I was mad. I was sad. Anyone that came near me, I would either bite their head off or like, I made excuses for myself.
That's why you were being a Nestle.
I was, did he say that?
No, he said you were not trying to hear about no
yeah.
classes. Remember Nestle, you guys? He
Oh,
sat
yeah.
across from you.
Yeah.
He sent her.
I was gonna say. So I went through the 5 stages of grief. Nestle texted me and he goes, "Are you a nurse?" I ignored him.
He told me.
I ignored him, and then I felt so guilty. My mom's like, "Just
He
call
loves
him."
you, by the way.
And I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I just don't want to talk to nobody. Just leave me alone." I was like, you know how they say bridezilla? I was like, study visa, whatever. Yeah. And so I was like, I just give up with this. I was like, Nestle, I don't like Nestle. I finally he texted me. He goes, "Call me when you're ready." So he knew.
He's a good guy.
And so I didn't sleep at all. I had to go to work the next day, which
He'll
was
be at the
horrible.
party. We're honoring him.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't sleep at all. I had to go to work the next day, and then I just called Nestle. I called him. I texted him. No, I called, or I don't remember what I did, but I was in the locker getting changed, and then he literally called me in a minute. And then he was like, okay, listen. He was so nice, and he goes, okay, now you better stop crying your ass. Like he just went full force, mean on me, and I was like, okay.
Somebody needs him.
And he texted your number to me, and he was like, just do it. She's a one-stop. You know, if that's it, you're not ever gonna fail again. And I looked at Nestle. I was like, Nestle, I don't want to go back to school. I was like, I do not want to go back to school. And he was like, you're only gonna be there until August, no later than August. And then I was like, okay. And he's like, only 8 to 12 weeks he'll be out of there. Just focus on it. This and that. Cut your hours back. I didn't cut my hours. I increased my hours. So I went from part-time to full-time. And then I was like, I need to make money. Like I'm not.
Because she has 15 kids.
I have 16. So I was just. So long story short, Nestle was up my ass for 2 weeks. So I told him like, okay, I texted her. I did not.
Because he called me every time you told her, and then
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
I did
I ain't
not
heard from your
text
little
her.
so-called friend.
So I didn't text her, you know, and then I started Googling stuff, and I was like, everyone's like, if you failed 2 times in that 45-day mark, mine was 55, take a mental break, because something you're not.
She done had enough breaks.
You're not doing something right. I was doing something wrong. I couldn't
They
figure out
told
what
you
I'm
to
doing
take a
wrong. Not that the fact that I didn't study, but I just.
Taking breaks was what your little ass did wrong.
I needed a mental break. So I eventually texted her, and I was like, okay, Nestle, I texted her, so, you know, it's
Like,
done.
get off my butt.
Yeah, I was like, it's done. So then she was like, okay, come. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, okay, I'll be there, and then I canceled. I was like, I'm not going. I was like, I'm not going. So I canceled, and I didn't tell Nestle I canceled. So he came to the day that I was supposed to go, and he's like, did you go? And I said no.
He
Something
came, no,
happened,
we
though.
didn't tell her. He came in here looking for her.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean,
Good friend though.
yeah.
A good friend.
I was gonna
you want to
say-
give her a hug and tell her it's okay.
I was gonna say everything is because of him. He was on my ass.
Yes, he was.
And so then finally, my mom's like, just listen to Nestle. He's like, he has the best interest for you. From all my friends, Nestle was on my ass. Like from the very beginning. From my struggles in peds with nursing, which I struggled in peds, guys. So I struggled in peds and nursing. He was there for me all the time because we worked
Nestle's
together.
from the Philippines, graduated 20-some years ago, but came in here and did the shit.
Yeah, he did it in 5 months, and I was like, oh my god, Nestle did it in 5 months, and I'm, you know, I've been here for only a couple months. So,
Yeah, right, 12.
so fast forward,
2
I
years,
finally
3.
came. I finally decided to come. My mom was actually on my ass, so she goes, if Nestle's forcing you, there's a reason Nestle's forcing you. And she goes, he generally cares, because he literally was like calling me, texting me, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So then I finally came. I think it was the week of Memorial that I finally, yeah, it was, because you told me we didn't have class that Tuesday.
Okay.
So then I started the second week maybe of Tuesday of June. And then I came in and she was like, I was like, oh hell no, like this is not for me.
That's I'm crazy.
I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah, because
And
she
then-
don't listen to yelling. Cussing.
So I sat right there. That's where I met Barb. I met some other girl. She's not here. No, everyone that I met is not here anymore.
They're
And
nurses.
then I met Ari. So then I met all them. Barb guided me throughout this whole thing because I was doing all this wrong.
All of it.
All this was wrong. And then she let me go the first 2 weeks, and then by the third week started yelling at me.
Cussing her out.
And then she
Charging
made
her
me
money.
pay. She made me pay, and
pay.
I was annoyed.
Yeah. She
So,
got real
It was.
broke real fast. She got so broke.
so I had to pay her 10
She was
bucks.
working at the job for me because she was
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, so I had to give her 10 bucks, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're like this. So Nestle calls me. He goes, how's it going? I was like, Nestle, she made me pay 10 bucks. And he goes, oh. He goes, I didn't expect this from you. And I was like, yeah. So then it got worse. So I like you guys, I slacked for a few months. I don't think she knew.
Oh, I know.
I slacked for a few months because I just was a little hard-headed about this whole process. So that's why I brought the Cup Trust the process, because once I started the process, my grades improved. So
Imagine.
yeah,
What were your scores when you started here?
I don't know. I think maybe upper 60s.
No, they weren't.
Liar.
I really don't know.
40.
No, it's not. Go check.
I did before you came.
I don't remember it being
49
that
was
low.
her first grade.
Are you sure that's me?
I had to console you and tell you everybody gets that.
I don't remember.
It was a long time ago. I understand.
That was bad.
Yeah, sort of.
So
She
yeah.
had breaks.
Yeah, and then so don't schedule your exams weeks in advance. Don't do that. I scheduled my exam for October. My dad had a heart attack, had a massive heart attack, was in the ICU, and while he was in the ICU, it was like a week later. My exam was that Monday. I was so occupied with my father that I didn't remember.
Don't even put it on the books. Just
So
stop.
don't schedule your exam until she tells you schedule
You're
your
getting
exam.
close. Yeah, because you're going to get to the point where you're like in the 70s
Yeah.
and high 60s, and I'm going to go, okay, let's get a plan. What you doing? We've got a
And-
game. Let's do this.
And then I was sitting in my bed all comfortable, and I was like, oh my god. It was like October 20-something. I was like, wait, I had an NCLEX. And then I went and looked. It was over a week. I texted her. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And then I was calling Ohio Board of Nursing the next morning. I put alarm clocks for 9 in the morning. And nobody was able to help me until I got a hold of some lady. I don't know who she was. And then she helped me. And then she told me what to do. And then I had to re-register. $200 guys. $200.
They know the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
$200.
the
Now
So-
tell the students that are new, what did you do wrong when you
Everything.
first came? Help them a little bit. Think about what they need to know.
Okay, so the only thing I was doing was like maybe the minimum 5 questions a day of masteries, and I was on psych for like a million years because I wasn't understanding this. So, and then I wasn't doing any of this. I tried that.
Like,
so
you know,
funny.
like filet mignon. I tried that.
So I honestly was not taking this serious. I was not following the process when I first started. And then when Nestle, because he used to call me every single day. Every Tuesday, like on his way to work, he'd call me, how was Shelly's class? And I'd be like, oh, it's okay, it's good. And sometimes I do a little lie here and there.
She'll lie.
Love it.
Because I didn't want to disappoint Nestle. Like, Nestle was on me throughout this whole process. So anyways, I
When
didn't
did
do
you
any
start
of this.
doing the right thing? took a while.
I think I hate to say this, but I think October of November of 23.
Yeah.
I think after my dad had his heart attack, it's just seeing all these nurses that didn't know how to answer our questions and concerns. I was like, oh my God.
Say that again, please.
So my dad is in the ICU, okay? And then you're only allowed 2 visitors at a time just because it's critical care. And so my mom, she knows a little bit about medicine because she watches doctor shows. Like,
I'm gonna pretend she didn't just fucking say that.
She said my mom knows medicine because she watches doctors.
She watches doctor shows.
I'm just saying. So anyways, so my mom would call me, she goes, can you come in and, you know, whatever, and then... So then my mom would be asking questions, and then my dad, he's a foreigner, so he doesn't really understand well, so my mom's, like, they're both immigrants, by the way. So, of course, they think, immigrants think a nurse is a doctor. So then they want me in there.
They ain't no lie.
Yeah, so then they wanted me in there, and then they're like, what is this? What it was like nitroglycerin drips. It was, he was on fluids because he was severely dehydrated. Like, I knew that stuff because of you. So anyways, also because of school. So anyways, I think. So anyways.
We gonna have to do this video over.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fun.
gonna have to cut it up 17
Yes.
fucking ways or something.
Yes.
So let's fast forward. So we went into the room. I'm sorry. We went into the room and then we asked questions and they didn't know how to answer it. So that just put fire underneath me. Like, we need nurses on these floors that know what they're doing. That know how to. The one girl goes, oh, I don't know. I'll go look it up for you. And so when my mom was hearing that I don't know, my mom got a little concerned. But there was one nurse that was amazing, and there was a couple that just, they kept saying, I don't know.
They don't know. They really don't know.
So
That's scary.
So fast forward, I went to boot camps consistently. I have a whole What?
I'm talking to her.
Oh,
please don't stop.
I ended up going to boot camp consistently, and that's where I started seeing improvement in myself. And then I took the NCLEX. And then here I am today. I passed at 85.
Finally, we got there.
You were ready at 85.
How many questions?
3.5 hours.
Everybody in the class, tell the truth. No. Everybody tell the truth. When she came, intellect, knowledge, content was not her issue. What was her issue?
Confidence.
Oh, I was like, what?
You actually knew it all along, but you just would not believe that you knew it. Yeah. And honestly, until you really get confident, you can't take the test. Yeah. So who remembers the last 2 weeks with her in the class? Now she started volunteering answers. Yeah. It was such a transition. I was like, oh, for real? Get the fuck out of my class.
She kicked me out. She made me pay $100 on March like 10th. 11th.
But then she's so scandalous that I was worried. So I kicked her out. I'm like, she's going to go take her test. Any Tuesday now, we'll hear about it. This couple Tuesdays, no damn Gerard. I'm like, what is motherfucker? Where are you? So I called her. I'm like, where the fuck is you at?
Breaks. Actually, I just needed like a minute.
Because she was telling me I'm ready. I
text her. I'm like, where the fuck are you? Well, you know what I did, and I didn't want to hear that shit because she's long-winded. You see that? And so I'm like, just get your punk ass in class so that you can do this. And she came back, and then that next week, that's what's up.
What day did you take your test?
Yes.
March 28th.
Thursday. Okay, I don't know if I should ask you advice to tell them.
I took it while I was fasting.
So that's your advice? Just starve and take a test. Better than the coffee with this 9 vanilla drops in it.
Yeah.
So it's our holy month.
Ramadan.
It's the Ramadan, and I thought, what better way to take my NCLEX but in our holy month? And so when she kept telling me, I want you to take the NCLEX, and in my head, I was like, I already had a date in mind.
You didn't say that.
I didn't.
What did she say at the bed, at the desk the other day?
I didn't want to broadcast
She said, well, I don't know if I should schedule it on this day or that day or...
It was scheduled.
It was scheduled.
She already knew. Okay.
I scheduled it after Vanessa. So
good.
Vanessa was on my ass too.
That's good.
Yeah, so shout out to Vanessa.
Okay.
And Sabrina.
Yeah.
And D.
And you mean the whole class?
Dang!
They're
Add my name in.
I know that you said she took it during fasting. Didn't you say like the brain comes
I'm about to tell you that.
It helps so much.
Oh, not only that, it's more power than you'll ever get in your life if you fast. I do intermittent fasting as a part of a lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Yeah. So the PhD was smooth. There wasn't no drama with that. Just took long because I took one class at a time because I own a business and do a lot of stuff. But everything I do in a fasted state is so much better because why though? Why? You have to know the why or you don't comply. That's your patience, right? We have to teach them why or they don't comply. The why is because you're not using your brain and your energy and your cells to digest food. Digestion is the hardest thing your body ever has to do. And some of you digest every few hours, which is really bad. So I do the 16-8 for my lifestyle, which means I eat between 11 and 7, and that's it. So 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., that's what I do. I eat whatever I want, how much I want. I hate carbs, so I'm really like a protein fat girl. So, but I like ice cream sundae, so there's that. But outside of that time, like now, I have a shitload of energy and a hell of a brain, so I have to for you guys. So, and I don't use notes. I know everything up there and everything you'll ever need to know without notes because of intermittent fasting. You gotta try it. Please try it. Just look it up. TikTok, Google, YouTube. It's all over everywhere. Jeff Bezos, all the big shits do it because they know it's power. It is power, literally, for you.
It really is, and I didn't study the week of my exam at all.
Good.
I felt I was ready. I felt like I took an assessment.
Ready. She didn't.
I took an assessment. I was like, okay, I think this is it. I talked to Ken. Like,
what were your scores? Tell the truth for like last month.
I think I was in the 80s.
No, you were definitely
in the 80s. So I was in the 80s. So I definitely seen an improvement. I was like, okay, like I mentally couldn't study no more.
Yeah.
So then I stopped. I just stopped, scheduled the exam date, and I went to 313s at work, and then I did a little review in her Oh My God packet, and that was it. I didn't know you. Oh yeah. New World owes me money because
they went down or something.
They completely, my U-World completely just shut off, went down for the whole
Put that on
week.
tape. U-World, you owe her money.
And I kept asking, I was like, can I please get a refund? Can I please get a refund? Like, I still had time left, and they just kept saying, okay, we're working on it. And then they got it to work the day of my exam. And I was like, I'm not going to do U-World now.
You make sure you show them your test.
Yeah,
you want
so,
your money.
Yeah. It expired, though, so.
It don't matter. Get your money.
But yeah, I did fasting because of what she said. I was like, okay, this is meant to be. Like, I'm meant to take it during Ramadan. And then I woke up at 5 in the morning. I drank a cup of coffee, not so much sugar. And then I had a banana. Then I went back to sleep.
Bananas are good. Take a banana with you. That's something you could take with you.
So then I went back to sleep because I was really tired. And then I woke up 2 hours before my exam. And then I got up, took my sweet old time. Like, I wasn't panicking, you guys. I had no anxiety. I didn't feel like I was taking the exam. So I was like,
and
okay.
she's high anxiety, so this is really good to hear.
So then I feel like, and then I tested, I've been fasting for over 2 weeks when I scheduled my exam. So I was like, okay, I think I'm fine. Like, I feel like I'm high functioning. Yeah. I'm a high functioning hot mess. And I have a bad
I'm
so happy you know that.
Right, nobody's surprised you.
So then, only Vanessa and Kent knew. Nobody in my house knew, so I had a whole plot lie. So I told my mom 2 days before my exam, Mom, I'm going to work, by the way. I'm going to pick up some work. She goes, oh my God, no studying again? And because I wasn't studying for a week. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine.
I need to pay your mother's.
I was like, I'm going to be fine. Don't worry. Because in my head, I was like, I knew I was going to be fine. And then she goes, how many hours are you going to do? I told her like 10 a.m. to like 7, like 5-ish. So I matched my exam time. So I gave leeway. And then she goes, okay, well, just make sure you're home for dinner because we broke our fast at like 7:40 or whatever. So I was like, okay, I will. So I had to play the damn lie. My exam was at 12:15. I had to leave at 9:30.
Where did you go?
I just stood in the parking lot.
Oh, well,
I was an hour away, you guys. I took the streets because I needed to relax myself, and I decided to listen to her. So then I put like
I want to relax myself. No. So I listened to Shelly.
I listened to her bipolar, and I'll just say, it's a good thing I did.
Oh, really?
I listened to a whole 15-minute psych video. Thank God I did. He guided me to that. And then as my whole way driving, I was like listening, but the whole time I was like, God, I did all the work, and the rest is in your hands.
Yes.
It is what it is. I like prayed the heck out of everything. I woke up super early and stuff like that. So fast forward, I went to the exam. My exam was hard. It wasn't easy. It used different terminologies that I did not have on my first 2 exams. So when she says no different, such as N95, yada, 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 no different terms.
No, the different.
And I'm not just talking about N95. I'm talking about other things.
Yes. But she'll
Yeah.
expound upon it.
And so let's just try to fast forward. I didn't mean to take long, so I'm sorry, y'all.
Yes, she did.
So
Yeah, she did.
You deserve it.
She did.
I'm getting
Yeah,
so
she did.
I went to my NCLEX. I was like all nice and stuff to everybody.
You
Cause
were
like
nice.
I was like super nice. I wasn't anxious or anything. And I sat down. I didn't look at my phone. I put my phone away. I
No
didn't do
TikTok?
nothing. No
No
TikTok.
Reddit?
Not
No
this
Reddit.
time, no.
I didn't use Reddit this time. I only used you. So I literally deleted Reddit. I did not do none of that stuff.
No, good.
Yeah.
Good girl.
So then I went to the NCLEX. There was technical issues, and I was like, okay, just my luck.
Your computer stuff?
No, there was just the whole area was just having technical difficulties. And so the guy is like, huh, this is really weird. He goes, this is really weird. Like, doesn't happen. I looked at him. I was like, it's not here. And then he just looked at me, and I was like, yeah. So I'm just going to go sit over there, and you tell me when I'm ready. So I sat for like 15 minutes, and then the lady's like, come on, let's, because they're fixing the other computers. And then I put myself in locker 5, and then she was going to put me on seat 5. And I was like, I was born on the 5th. So I was like, okay, this looks good. And there was like only 3 people in there. So I was like, this is cool. So I did something different. I put the thingies on your ears to the point I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lady was trying to get my attention. I completely ignored her.
I don't know that you need to do that. Don't ignore the lady.
I'm intentionally she's trying to get my attention to give me my whiteboard.
Oh, you didn't want your whiteboard?
I forgot about it.
Oh.
I didn't use it.
Did you ever get it?
Yeah. That's what she was trying to get my attention. She didn't want to
Because
scare
we
me.
write on that whiteboard, you know.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy, stuff like that, I'll teach you.
Yeah. So I started number 1. I was like, oh, this is not bad. Number 7, bow tie. And I was like, oh, so we're fighting today. We woke up and chose violence. Number 14, case study. I was like, oh, okay. I was
You
like,
expected something.
I was like, keep your
You
calm.
saw. Yeah.
Don't. And I just like, okay, God, like, this is not getting easy. I'm on number 14. I already have a case study. The case study was hard. It was not, I'm not sugarcoating it, you guys. But I had enough content and knowledge from her to process eliminate my options. So then by question 20, another bow tie. By question 24, another bow tie. By question 32, another bow tie. And I was like, hold up. Like, it's not even 40 and I have all these bow ties. And then an hour and 15 minutes passed, I was only on number 21. So I took my time because I had to pray every question because it got harder.
Amen.
Yeah.
And is that bad?
No.
In an hour? No, because again, slower is better.
For the listeners, tell them what bow tie is, because you
Yeah.
said it a couple times.
What's
They may
bow
not
tie
know.
mean?
So bow tie is basically where the middle is a diagnosis. So they're going to give you a scenario. It's almost like a case study, but with just 5 questions. So the middle is a diagnosis, and then over here is 2 monitor things that you have to monitor for the diagnosis, and then 2 interventions that you have to do as a nurse for the diagnosis. So it's considered one of a higher level questions.
It's
so
definitely a higher level.
I didn't expect it by question 7.
Yeah. It's the
So-
new select all.
Yeah. So then I got to my break and I was at number 40, and over 2 hours I said no.
When do they give you a break? 2 hours.
I said no. I was so calm. I was in it. And if you guys know anything about ADHD, I couldn't get distracted. So I kept my thing on my ears. I was like, it was in the zone. I was like, okay, I know Miss Shirley said take a break, but I put no. So I just kept going.
Don't do that.
I'm not saying to do
Why? Now
it.
she did it and it worked for her, but why did we tell you not to do the break, not to blow off the break? Why is that?
You need to reset.
You gotta reset.
Reset.
You gotta go pray, pee, reset.
Yeah.
Pee, pray, reset. Huh?
Get your blood flowing.
Get your blood flowing again.
Unfortunately,
Don't get a DVT because you took it. Okay, at least move the legs. Get up and walk.
Is that when you recommend a banana?
No, I recommend a hard boiled. I'm gonna tell you what I do. A hard boiled egg is total protein, no sugar, no fat at all. It's gonna digest super well and it's gonna hold you for 4 straight hours without any hunger pains at all. If you do coffee and you can drink coffee without 9 pumps of vanilla,
little
then
sweet.
fine. I don't recommend the sweet coffees at all. You dead by 10. The other thing I would do if you eat it, if that's your thing, is oatmeal. It's not my thing. Cream of wheat, it's not my thing. My cousin would do it because that's her thing. It's not mine. Mine is the hard-boiled egg and let's go. Okay, then when you bring your food, because you're gonna be hungry if you stay for 5 hours, the food you bring is gotta be that banana or even an apple. something that's going to cause you to get a little glucose, but also give you fiber, potassium, and bananas potassium. The fiber in the apple is going to cut down on the sugar. If you want to bring a food item that honey, almonds, pistachios, cashews, any kind of little snack pack like that. Stay away from them fucked up breakfast bars. They stupid in the first place. You should never been eating them in the first place. Any kind of like little Hostess, whatever, cake, cupcake, whatever, that's stupid. Those are the things you should be taking.
Yeah. Where was I?
I don't know. You took your test. You did 2 hours. You
take
said
a break.
40. No break.
So I have ADHD. I'm
You're actually
easily
paying attention.
I was easily distracted. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna tell anyone to not take a break. I just had to not take a break because otherwise I was too calm to risk getting
you
panicky.
might get nervous and anxious.
I was too calm to get panicky and stuff, and I was starting to feel a little panicky just because how intense the questions were. But I was like, okay, and then I literally, her respiratory song like helped me answer all my priority questions. So I will say that.
It's a reason for the song.
Yeah, and I kept like going like this, and I looked kind of stupid in the camera.
What you doing, girl?
Yeah, I was like, and I'm like closing my eyes to visualize everything. So anyway, fast forward, I was at 84, and I was like, okay, this is not easy, but okay, let's figure it out. Yeah, 84 was at 3 hours. Yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah, so at 3 hours I was at 84. I was at 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, God, like I have an hour and some minutes.
Average for this test at 85 is 3 hours.
Yeah, and I'm at number 84, so I was like, okay, they say if you're gonna stop at 85, it's really important you get these 2 questions right. So I took my time.
Okay.
And I did 84, I was like, okay. Then 85, I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, what is
You
this?
didn't want to press next.
I was like, no, it was so hard. I was like, oh my God, what is this question? I've never in my 2 experiences had a question like this. And the whole time I was like, okay. I quickly went with B. And then in my head I was like, no, that's not right. And then it's a good thing and I did it.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I tell you, never change your answers.
No.
She was going to get choked. I'm sorry.
I panicked at 85 because of my time. I just went with B because it was
Thank you, Jesus.
And then I literally was on 85 for 6 minutes.
Oh, no.
And then, there's a point. And then I looked at it, I was like, something told me you were going to stop at 85. I felt really, really relaxed.
Okay.
So then I realized, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, B's not the answer. A's the answer. Clicked it, next, black.
Oh.
And then I texted Vanessa. I was like, because Vanessa was the only one who knew in
What
Kent.
made you change it? Like, what did you see? Like, you'll tell us. You'll tell us.
I can't tell.
Oh, that's right. She can't.
I can't tell. So then I clicked next, black screen, and I was froze with my headphones, my hand like this for a few minutes. But the lady had to come get me. I was like, what the hell happened? I was like, what the hell happened? I took out my phone. I was like, I'm coming. I was like, my mom doesn't know. So then I text Vanessa. Because Vanessa texted me in the morning, and I was like, oh my God, Vanessa, I finished my exam, I shut up at 85, and she was like, congratulations, you're a nurse. I was like, no, Vanessa, I think I killed everybody. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. And then she goes, stop saying that. Vanessa and Kent were the only ones who knew, and Kent is a CRNA at work, and Vanessa was like the one person who was like my little cheerleader leading into my exam.
She's a positive spirit.
She was so positive and everything like that, and I just felt very comfortable because she was out of this class. You know, if God forbid anything happened, I didn't worry, she's not here, in the class. So she was the only person that knew that I could talk to. So I talked to her, then I took the streets home, which was an hour away from my house.
Oh, that's right.
I stood in the parking lot for 10 minutes, and then I decided to go home. So then I was like, oh, fudge, it's only 3:45. So I texted my mom, hey, Mom, there's no cases, I'm coming home early.
Gotta keep up with the life.
And so I went home, and I stood in the driveway because I got home like 10 minutes earlier than I should have. And then I just stood in the driveway. I just like laid there and I was like, God, like, I don't know what to think about that exam. So then I went home. My mom's cooking dinner and stuff like that. Day passes by, no results. And I was like, wow, I failed. Vanessa was like, any update? I told her nothing. I didn't get anything. And she was like, whatever. So then a whole day went by, and then I was like, I want seafood boil. I need a distraction. I never made seafood boil in my life. So I went and made it. I came home. I was like, Mom, it was 3 o'clock. Mom, I have to tell you something. I wasn't at work yesterday. I lied to you. She goes, okay. And I was like, you're not mad? And she goes, well, where were you? And I was like, well, I failed the NCLEX for a 3rd time. And she goes, oh, okay. did you tell Shelly? She's like, did you tell Shelly? I was like, no. And I was like, get off your phone. Why aren't you listening to me? And then she goes, it's okay. And then she's on her phone.
TikTok.
Right.
She's on Instagram. She's on Instagram. She's on Instagram.
Of you.
And I was like, Mom, can you just listen to me? Like, I'm in a moment. And then she was like, what do you want me to tell you? You feel that's okay. Just do it again. And I looked at her, I was like,
Mom.
no, Mom, that's it. Career change. I'm looking at you the first.
Career change.
I was like, I always wanted to be like a computer
I
person.
your mother. I was smart.
I always wanted computer science. So I was like, I'm trying to do computer science. Call it a day. Forget this NCLEX. And she looked at me. She goes, I know you don't give up. So just go ahead and let out what you want. You don't give up. So I know you.
Good for her.
And then I was like, Mom, can we just go I want to go buy something for my seafood boil. She goes,
Shopping.
okay, we'll go. And then she just started praying and praying so hard. And then I was like, what are you doing? She goes, I just put a prayer for you. And then my dad called my mom, and he was like, it's so weird how he knew, but he didn't know. So then he called my mom, and he goes, I did a prayer for her. Like, I hope everything's okay with her. He didn't know I took it. And then
You lied to him too.
he didn't even know. So then I went, and I swear to God, you guys, after I told my mom, she did her prayer, I had 2 emails. That said, congratulations, you passed. And I was like so ugly. I was like, oh my God. I didn't cry. I was like this, like zooming in.
Yep.
And I was like, is this real? And my mom's like, look at me. She goes, what's wrong with you? And I was like, Mom, I passed. She goes, I knew you did. And then my sister's like from afar looking at me. She called me. She goes, why you look so stupid?
Oh, on the FaceTime.
No, she was out over there. She's walking her slow self to us. I already was ahead. And then,
Slow self. Yeah.
so yeah, that is my long journey to passing the NCLEX. I had test anxiety, but I conquered it.
Yay! 85 and out. 3 hours later on tape.
Go to boot camp. That is my number one advice.
true.
Go to boot camp and don't compare your duration of your time in here with anybody else. Because you all have different journeys, same destination, but different journeys to that route.
I like that. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so take a picture with this heifer. Here we go.